So any guy that is approaching you for a relationship should come with a definite, like, he should say what he wants. He should know what he wants. I want to date you because I want to marry you. And there should be marriage in view. Not like, oh, sometime in the future, as the Lord leads. Let's see how it goes. Please, once you hear, let's see how it goes. Run.
Jackpot.
See, like,
Jackpot.
Run.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Kesena's YouTube channel where we talk about relationships and marriage. We're so glad to be back. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, guys. Life
happens.
Life has been happening to us and dealing with us. But we are back with more videos. Yes. We're back with more videos.
So what are we doing today?
Something very interesting. I think everybody has experienced what we're talking about today. So
one form of the other.
Yes. And it's something that you really need to guard against, especially as a single believer looking to get married. You don't want to be entrapped. All right. So today we're talking about situationships. Hey.
Yes. I think almost everybody has been part of this situationship in one way or the other, one form or the other.
Yeah.
Maybe you were not the person that mistakenly entered into it, or maybe you're the person that orchestrated it. Do you understand?
So you're people that orchestrate situations. Wow, that's just some evil stuff. But anyway, we believe those of you that are listening to this are not orchestrators of situations because. Okay, so today we're going to be sharing just like 6 points about situationships, and we're going to be answering 6 questions actually. Six questions about situationships. I hope they're up to 6. It might be 5. Anyway, we're answering questions about situationships. So question number 1 for Joshua: what is a situationship?
Well, a situationship is a type of situation that is meant to be a relationship but is not because it's undefined.
All right.
So you've not defined what is meant to be. Or what are we? That question has not been answered. Do you understand? It's not even a question that should come up. Exactly. If somebody is being serious, when the relationship is starting, from the start, will you be my girlfriend? It should be already defined.
From the start, go.
Yes,
hey,
that's a new one. The start, go. You understand?
All right. So I want to summarize Joshua's definition. So basically, a situationship is an undefined relationship. You are not in a relationship, but you are doing everything that you do when you're in a relationship. You are not in a defined relationship, but you are giving each other the benefits of a defined relationship.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that's not a good situation to be in.
Yes, at all. I'm going to answer question number 2.
So babe, question number 2 is, how is a relationship defined? Since we're saying a situationship
is a relationship that is not defined.
Yes. So how do you define a relationship?
All right. So a relationship is defined where two people consciously decide to go into the relationship. So there's communication on both parts. Or maybe the guy says, I would like to be in a relationship with you, and the girl says yes, and you begin your relationship. Just
to quantify what Ope said, the guy says, I would like to be in a relationship with you that will lead to marriage. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. We have a destination. It's like getting into a car and just say, let's get into the car and sit down there. No. A relationship is the car that takes you to the destination, which is marriage.
Exactly.
So yes, that's a very clearly defined relationship. I mean, when I was asking Ope out, I didn't say, Ope, will you be in a relationship with me? Let's just see how it goes and everything. I said no. I was like, I want to be my girlfriend. If you're saying yes, know that you're going to be my wife next year. We're going to get married next year. So
that's actually
take your time to decide if that's where you want to go, because that's where this relationship is going, and that's clearly defined. And I believe we're in a situation, a culture where a lot of guys don't like to define what a relationship is. Just let's see how it goes and everything. And at tail end, you are hoping that it might mature into a relationship, and it does. And a lot of women are caught in that kind of environment, and that's not great at all.
And I believe a lot of reasons why guys do this is because they want the benefits of being in a relationship, but they don't want the commitment that a relationship requires. And for you as a girl, and as a believer, when you know that relationships are supposed to lead to marriage, so any guy that is approaching you for a relationship should come with a definite, like, he should say what he wants. He should know what he wants. I want to date you because I want to marry you, and there should be marriage in view, not like, oh, sometime in the future, as the Lord leads. Let's see how it goes. Please, once you hear, let's see how it goes. Run.
Jackpot.
See, like,
Jackpot.
Run. Run as fast as you can. All right. The next question is, how do girls get into situationships, and how can they prevent it?
All right. So I think you start.
All right. So that question is for me, guys. You know what just happened? So before we shoot our videos, we have to put Hadassah to sleep. And these are the issues. This is why we don't have a lot of video, because we put her to sleep now. I'm just hearing someone, she's awake.
Shouting, mommy.
She's supposed to sleep for like
Daddy.
3 hours. She's just there for like 1 hour. Shouting, mommy, daddy. We shall ignore her and finish this video.
Yes.
Alright, so how do girls get into situationships and how can they prevent it?
Yeah.
So I believe because girls are highly emotional beings, it's easy for us to form emotional attachments. So when we are talking to someone often, we're hanging out with someone often, emotions develop.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what causes you to be in a situationship is that you start to hang out with someone, talk to them often, and the relationship is not defined.
Yeah.
So if you notice that you are talking to someone all the time, like this guy, we're talking morning, afternoon,
You're talking more than you talk to other people.
You are talking more than you talk to other people. Exactly. You are hanging out with this person more than you hang out with other people. You find yourself longing to speak to this person more than any other person.
Moments,
you find yourself wanting to always share everything going on in your life with this person. You need to take a step back and say, okay, am I in a relationship with this person? Does this person desire a relationship with me? Has this person made it explicitly clear what they want from me? If not, it's time to take a step back and treat this person like every normal person. Stop giving them preferential treatment. That's the best way not to get into a situationship. So how to avoid it? Once you notice that you are spending a lot of your time with someone, giving someone preferential treatment, especially someone of the opposite sex, preferential treatment, it's time to just stop it, so you can prevent yourself from being in a situation where you're giving someone all the benefits of dating and you're not actually dating.
Not defined. And just to add to what Kwe said, when I was a Yoruba demon, I had my life before I received Christ.
Glory
before
to
Christ
God.
changed
Glory
me.
to God. Thank God. Yes, there's no white on your shirt. You are not.
So what I used to do is, because at that point all I was looking for was sex, right? So I would create a scenario that would lead to a situationship, right? Like because I grew up in a house where I have 4 senior sisters, so I pride myself in knowing, okay, I know what girls want. So my target was to find out what this girl wants and then give it to her. Some girls want time, some girls want emotional vulnerability, some girls want money, some girls want to go out and have fun with the time. So I'll just figure out what this girl wants and then give it to her without defining anything. We're just friends. Oh, I like you as a person and everything. I like you as a sister. All this kind of thing. And then
are you hearing what sentences to avoid? I like you as a person. I like you as a sister. You like me onto what? Like you like me onto friendship forever, or you like me? You understand?
And also, I knew this statistic that said, it's a fact actually, that says if you chat with somebody or you talk to somebody late into the night, emotions are bound to be caught up. Do you understand? Because people are more honest and more vulnerable at night.
Exactly.
So what I do was I will make sure we talk. Like I could be talking with like 6 girls at the same time, late at night, just to I had so many. Like I could bide my time. I wasn't rushing. Do you understand? I would take my time, talk to you. Find out what you like doing. We'll have gist, like we'll confide in each other. Do you understand? Me, I'll confide in you. I'll cook something and make it seem like I'm vulnerable for those who want vulnerability.
Oh my God.
And I'll confide in you and everything. So once we keep talking like that constantly, for even sometimes just for 2 weeks, constantly at night, and we keep talking, emotions are definitely to arise. They will definitely come. So when we start spending time together, you get, and I make a move, you're already emotionally attached to me, and you just feel like, well, let's just go with the flow. Do you understand? And then whenever the question comes, okay, what are we? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Do you know, are we in a relationship? It's like, let's not define anything. Do you understand? If you define things, that's how things get ruined. Like the last relationship you guys defined, that's why it was ruined. Do you understand? And I've gotten some facts about her ex or something. I'm saying, and I'm use it. God. Do you understand? So there was just a way I was able to carve out situationships that benefited what I wanted to get. And then when it got too hard and the girl was like, okay, we're doing this, I'm my boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, actually, I didn't ask you out. So why are you forcing me? Why are you pressuring me? I never asked you out. Do you understand? So those kind of things were things I used to say to just walk around being where I want to be and staying where I want to stay. Do you understand?
And some things that some people say is, oh, I'm not ready. If you're not ready, please cut me off. Like, if the person is not ready, don't be hanging around waiting indefinitely for the person to be ready. Another thing someone can say is that what we are doing now is not different from a relationship. So why do we have to define it? Why do we have to define it? Like even if we define it, things are not going to change. So if we define it, it's just going to restrict us. Please, dear, lies and lies. Defining it.
Wrong.
First of all, a marriage is defined, and if you are looking to get into a marriage, it has to start from a defined relationship. So someone that is saying, I don't want to define things, that person doesn't want to marry you, because if they want to marry you, even marriage is defined.
So you have to define things. I remember, like, I think one or two of the girls that escaped my spider web.
Thank God.
they caught on fast enough, and they just cut me off. Like, we're not talking, we're not chatting, we're not anything. Like, immediately they figured that, okay, we're talking so much. We're like, what are the plans and everything? When I started giving all my excuses and all, they just cut me off. Like, they didn't even waste time. They just cut me off and stuff. So I believe that's something girls can do. When you realize this is what he's saying, this is what he's playing at, do you understand? Just cut it off, because you're not being too straightforward. Do you understand? If the guy is not being straightforward, there's no need. A guy knows what he wants from the get-go. Do you get? So let it be defined at the beginning. Right?
Exactly. So the next point is question 5. Do situationships mature into relationships?
Well, like I said, from my standpoint, my Yoruba Mondays, right? The situationship was created so that it will remain a situationship, which gives me the liberty to have other situationships with other people without feeling guilty, because I'm not committed to you. Do you understand? So thinking that a situationship can mature into a relationship is not viable. It's not reasonable, because how a situationship works is when somebody is something called a power dynamics in a relationship. So, for instance, me that I created the situationship for it to happen, the environment for the situationship, I already have the power dynamic because I knew what I wanted and I went for it and I said, okay, this is how I want it to be. Now, I will hold the power dynamics because I'm not going to ask you out. Now, you are the one that's going to be asking me, what are we? What's going to happen? Where are we going? Define this relationship. And it depends on my definition for you to feel fine, for you to feel okay. So when there's that power dynamic, and even if I agree, okay, let's be in a relationship, you will feel like you have to make it up to me for getting me into a relationship. So I'll feel like even if I make a mistake or I do rubbish, I cheat, I'll be like, after all, you're the one that forced me into a relationship, I wasn't ready. And you will feel like, okay, let me give him some time to grow into a relationship. And that's already messing things up. Do you understand? Even guys get in this kind of situation. So it's like guys get into situationships where you're doing everything for this girl.
Driving her up and down. You are her driver. You are her confidant. You are feeling her when she's hungry.
When her emotional tank is down, now you're feeling it. You're there for her. Do you understand? All these things, and you are hoping that it will develop into a relationship, but she knows what she's doing and she's keeping you in that situation just to use you for what she wants. That is a situationship, and guys get into it too. Guy, if you realize that, carry your things and run away, because there'll be a time when she'll tell you, oh, I made the love of my life, I'm in a relationship now, I'd like you to meet him. We're besties, you understand? You're my bestie, and I want to share everything with you.
And I feel like when you start getting close to someone, like from the get-go, there are two kinds of people now. If you're getting close to someone, you are either getting close to them with the purpose of being in a relationship with them, or you're getting close to them because you want to be friends with them, and that's fine. So if you just want to be friends with this person, let it be defined from the beginning that, we're just friends, and do what normal friends do. Don't talk late at night. Don't require for exclusivity, because exclusivity is only reserved for relationship. So now if you desire to be in a relationship with this person, it can start from friendship. But if you notice that you want it to graduate from friendship and you now want exclusivity, both of you should be open and openly state that, okay, I would like you, I want this to be a relationship. Are you interested in being in a relationship with me as well? And then it's a mutual decision. Not where you guys are already have exclusivity and then you are now both confused as to, what are we? So avoid situationships.
And I don't think they mature
into relationships. I don't
even think it's a good.
I don't think it's a good foundation for a relationship, because like Joshua said, the dynamics of power. One person will feel dragged into the relationship, another person holds the dynamics of power
and
in the
feels
relationship.
like the other person should feel grateful that I agreed into this relationship.
Except, both of you have an open conversation and say, okay, what are we doing? I think we are getting too close. And they both of you now decide that, oh, actually, I want to be in a relationship with you. And you both decide to be it's like a mutual decision. Not when one person asks, what are we doing? The other person says, oh, I'm not sure, but I like you. I really, really like you. So I think you should just keep
doing what we're doing.
Run away. So situations can mature into relationships, but not all the time.
Not all the time.
Yes. And you need to be careful.
It's not a good foundation for it. So what needs to happen is a situationship needs to be scattered and defined. It needs to be defined well enough before it can mature into a relationship.
Exactly. All right. So how do you get out of situationships?
Like I said, cut off every bit of communication. Just cut off every bit of communication and just end it there. So will you hurt? Yes, because you've created emotional attachment to this person.
Of course.
But it will hurt the advantages you were getting. You will stop getting them. You understand? So you might feel uncomfortable and you might want to go back to it. You might miss the person, and that's perfectly normal. But don't allow it fester. Don't go back. Don't allow it start up again, pick up again. Don't hope for all those things. Just cut off communication. That's the best.
Yeah, the best way to end this situationship is to cut off communication. Also, you can ask questions. Even though I've noticed people that they don't like to ask those questions. So when you're asking the guy, what are we? That's already a bad place to be.
That's already bad.
The guy should tell you what you are. Yes, because I feel like, everybody should know, a guy should know what he wants, basically.
100%.
So a guy should be the one to tell you, like, this is what we are, should define it. So if you have to start asking questions, both for the guy and the lady, if you have to start asking questions like, what are we? Then that's already a problem.
A huge problem.
A huge problem. But if you are in a situationship, you can ask, okay, what's going on? And if the person is giving you, like, indirect answers, the person is just, it's not, I don't know.
It's not being straightforward.
The person is not being straightforward as to what you are, when you are going into a relationship, what they want with you, when you are getting married. Then just cut off communication, like Joshua said. Just say, okay, I think it's better for me to withdraw myself from you and give you space and distance because my emotions are getting attached and this is not going to lead to a relationship or marriage, so it's not healthy for both of us. So I think we should cut it off.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I feel like, so because from my own perspective, I was always the one that was instigating this situationship. So that's my experience. I want to ask you, have you had any situationship experience? How did it start? And how did you feel in the relationship and how did you get out?
All right, so for me, I've had a situationship experience that was very long. I mean, this lasted years, guys. Please learn from my mistake. All right. So what happened was that we started out as friends. And then we decided that we did not want to date for a long period of time. So rather than date for a long period of time, we would rather be ex-friends for a long period of time and then we get engaged and get married.
So question, whose idea was this?
I think it was his idea, I think it was his idea. Yeah, because he mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, but I begin to feel like...
dynamics of power.
Yes, so, but I just thought about it because we read a book and I just said, oh, okay, it's not bad, So I said, okay, it's not bad. So we were now friends, but we were exclusive friends. So we were doing everything that people in a relationship did, but the relationship was not defined, such that he could never introduce me as his girlfriend. I could not introduce him as my boyfriend, but everybody knew that we were in a relationship. So it was very weird. Sometimes he introduced me as his sister, sometimes as his friend, and I knew we were more than that because I know I'm just in
sister zone, guys. Up in the sister zone. Can you imagine it?
I beg. So, like, it will make me feel bad because I'm more than a sister to you. I'm more than a friend to you. I mean, you can't just say I'm a friend, but he introduced me as that. And I can't get angry because, like, we are not really in a relationship. But so it was just a very confusing space for me.
How was his emotional attachment to other girls, other females?
So his emotional attachment to other girls wasn't also defined, and like he had close relationships with other girls as well. And I could not really get angry because I used to get angry, but I didn't even know how to approach it because, like, we are not really dating. So it was just so messy, honestly. It was just it was a very messy emotional time for me. And it gave this person opportunities to really manipulate me.
Yeah.
So I'm talking from a place of experience. I know for girls, I might have been saying a lot of things like, oh, a guy should say what he wants. A guy should define what he wants. You too, as a girl, you should know what you want and define it. But don't attach yourself to any guy that does not define what he wants with you. God wants you to be with a man who knows what he wants. Come on, God. Because God is going to lead, like God leads And God's leading is direct and sure. So the guy that God is leading to, you should know what he wants. And that was what Joshua saw me, and he said, we are getting married. And that's what he told me. So there was no, see, the guy that loves you and is meant to be with you, that God is leading you to, he knows what he wants. He's not going to come in the form of a situationship like a wolf. I don't even know. He's not going to come in sheep's clothing or whatever. But he's going to be direct because that's how God leads.
Also, for guys, the girl that you're going to be in a relationship with, she'll give you a direct answer.
Exactly.
It's not like, okay, let's just see how this goes and let me post you. Because when I asked her out, she said, okay, just give me. I need some time away from you. I need some time to pray about it, at least a month or two, and everything. I was like, no problem, take as long as you need. And before a month finished, I think up to like 3, I think almost a month, she now reached out to me that, okay, we can continue talking. That she still needs to get some confirmations. When she has gotten, she'll let me know. I think it was 2 weeks later, you got the confirmation. Yes. 2 weeks later, she got the main confirmation, and she said, yes, we can start dating. So it was very definite, and I knew she liked me. There was not a thing of, it was one-sided. That's a huge problem in guys' face, where your like is one-sided. You spend a lot of money, you spend a lot of time on this person, a lot of resources, and you just hope that all these things you're giving the person will make the person like you. That's a very bad place to be, you get. So a girl who knows what she wants will define it and tell you, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I don't think we can be in a relationship. Let's just stay friends. That kind of thing. She'll define it, and she won't take advantage of you. Right?
Exactly.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've learned something. Yes. I hope you get out of that situation.
Yes, if you're in a situationship, please, that's not what God desires for you. You need to leave that. And I hope we have helped with that. Hope we have answered all your questions. If you have more questions, please ask in the comment section.
We like reading your comments.
Yes, we love reading your comments. Love you guys. Bye.